Hi, Janet Beth from the Writing Center here, and I'm going to walk you through how to organize a persuasive essay in one of the possible ways. As you see, there are many. Today in this video, I'm going to walk you through a classic. This might be the most familiar to you, where we start out with an introduction, we use background and then give a thesis or a proposition. Then we include proof. We refute the other side and end with a conclusion. All of this is in the resources for you to look at, but I'm going to walk us through with a sample topic. So I've done some brainstorming on a topic that is about essays are better assessment of learning than tests. This is what I'm going to try and persuade in this classic paper. So I have my ideas here, and this is going to help me organize it. So first, I know in this first section, it's my introduction. It should briefly tell why the topic is important. Okay, so why is essays versus tests important? Well, let's say because all university students have to deal with them. And there has to, right? Grades are important to have. Good. So we've got this idea of, okay, I'm building out my idea. Then in this one, I need to include some more background. Maybe I'll show history or related issues that the reader has to know. I've got this idea of different subject classes. Okay, so I want to include information about that. Assessments, like essays and tests, used in many classes. Various subjects. And I might cite some information. Maybe I want to look for how many essays does write, how many tests. Maybe I'll give some more information here that I'm looking for from sources. Once I've given why is this an important topic and some more historical or more contextual background, I get to give my point, which is called the thesis in the classical, or the proposition. And if we remember, I'm going to go with essays are a better assessment of learning. In this section, I simply talk about my point. Depending on how long the assignment is, all of this might be done in one short paragraph. I might get quickly to this point. I might outline in this section the points I'm going to talk about. So I might preview the 3 supporting points I'm going to give. But we want to have that kind of idea. Okay, so once I've given my point, then I want to support my point. This is my proof. So I'm including reasons and evidence that explains why I'm right. This section can be repeated, but if I repeat it, I know each reason needs evidence. Let's come up and see what I've brainstormed already. You see, I've brainstormed my points here. So I think each one of these is going to be a different section, a different part, and I'll need to find source information to cite with that. So my first one, let's say essays and multiple choice. And I'm going to cite that expert who talks about the writing process. And then I'll explain, and that's my first section. So we're going to do that one time. And then like the second time, let's say writing essays is less stressful. And what am I going to cite for that? What kind of information am I going to look for? Find a statistic about the number of learners who have anxiety and talk about why that's not so important. I'm not sure. Explain why the tests called. I'm gonna go with that. And then 3, like I said, 3 is the magic number in this. Essays show higher order thinking. So thinking. This one I want to cite an education expert on importance of evaluation and analytical skills. And then I'll explain memorization. I might go more into that. If this is a long essay, I hope I'll have more than just one thing to cite for each one. But for now, as I'm planning it, at least I have these to go. Okay, so then the next section is about the other side and my reasons why they're wrong. This goes in the same part in classical. It's called the refutation. Okay, so what people think and why they're wrong. So I have this idea that people think tests are more about the class, so are more about the knowledge about the class and not about the writing skill, and are less biased. But I'm going to include this idea that test taking is a skill just like any other, and that essays can be made fair with rubrics and good grading practices. And then I come to the last part. And the last part is where I give my conclusion and I just say my point again with different words. So essays are more about learning than tests are. All right. So this gives you an idea about what it might look like to organize in a classic style. Take a look at the other videos on the other 2 styles to see if you get more inspiration for how to organize your own persuasive essay.